Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California, and today is Monday, February 2nd, 2026. Welcome to the squad today. If you're watching live, let me know in the chat so I can say hi. How you doing? Carla's here. Hi, Carla. Hope you're well today. We're going to do a treat. We're going to do a Valentine's treat today. So, as we're kind of getting started and waiting to see if a few people pop in here, let me just remind you this is where you can always find me 24/7. This is my website. So, I've got projects, little information about me, shopping lists. You can shop there, all the things. So, make sure you bookmark that so you can get to me easily. And as I was doing the intro here, and I said February 2nd, it just dawned on me that today is Groundhog Day. Today is Groundhog Day. So I have not looked at the news today. Did Puxatawny Phil see his shadow? Does anybody know? If he did or, or not, if you did, let me know. Hi, Marlene. Welcome. Glad you're here. Okay. So if you don't know, oh, there it is, Carla. He saw his shadow. Oh, that's bad news. That's bad news for a lot of people. I don't know. Here in Southern California, it's warm. It's like 80 degrees today. But I know that so many people are freezing right now. So the idea that he saw his shadow would not be good news for many of those people. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. In Massachusetts, you're probably cold. You're probably cold there. Okay, let's talk about what we've got today. We're going to do some Hershey Nuggets treats, which is kind of a classic, right? I've done them many different times with many different styles of packaging. And so today we're going to do some more. I think it's fun because everybody loves a Hershey Nugget. And it's just a fun treat to give, especially at Valentine's Day, because everybody's looking for chocolate, right? So let me tell you what I've got here. This is a piece of designer series paper, and it measures 2¼ by 5 inches. And I've actually already scored it in the middle here at 2½. So I've got that. Let me tell you, the name of this paper is Made with Love. It's a 12 by 12 paper. Made with Love is the name of it. Next, I have a piece of real red, turn that over, real red cardstock. It's 2 inches wide and 4 inches long. Then I've just got a scrap of basic white. And then I've got 4 strips of designer series paper. And each one is 1 inch wide and 3¼ inches long. That's what we need. Let's start with some stamping. And before we stamp, I actually want to die cut. I'm going to die cut first today. So let me get my mini out here. And get that set up. So I've got my basic white, and I'm going to use this heart die. This little heart die. Let me show you where that's from. It is from the Endless Love die set. There are all the dies. Here's where that one goes. And I've used some of these on some of my other Valentine projects over the past month. It is part of a bundle. Here is, hold on, let me grab it. Here's the other part of the bundle, the stamps, Endless Love stamps. So that's our Endless Love bundle. We'll be using that today. So let's go ahead and die cut this little heart. And when we finish this one, I'll come back to the comments and chat with you for a minute. And then I've got one more I want to put together for you that's just a little bit different. Okay. There we are. There's our heart. I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper here. I want to protect my work surface. And I'm going to start with some real red ink. And I'm going to stamp using an old retired stamp. It is from this stamp set called Be My Valentine. And I'm going to use the Happy Valentine's Day stamp. Just wanted something that just said Happy Valentine's Day and would fit on my little heart here. So I've used a lot of the other stamps in our Endless Love stamp set in my other projects. So today I just reached back into my stash and found this one. So let me stamp this on here. It just fits. It just fits. There we go. Oh, and I kind of made a mess right here. So guess what? We're going to stamp it again on the back. Whoops, my earbud just fell out. Okay, let's stamp it on the back. I don't know if I had ink on my finger there. Maybe. For some reason, whenever I use real red, it gets on everything. I mean, that doesn't happen with other colors, but real red, I seem to manage to get it on everything. All right, now, pretty in pink. Let's use that. And I am going to use a stamp from the Endless Love stamp set. It's this little one with the little cluster of hearts. So I'm going to ink that up and then I'm going to stamp off because I just want this to be very kind of pale in the background behind my sentiment. So I don't even know if you can see that. It's very soft back there in the back. I'll do another. There we go. That just gives a little more interest to that heart without being too bold. And now I need to score my piece of cardstock. So let me grab this scoreboard, put it up here. There we are. So I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to score on this short side at 1/4 of an inch. Let me hold it still here. And then at 1 3/4. Okay. So I have a score line along each side here, 1/4 of an inch in from the edge. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit there for a minute. Let's wrap up some nuggets. I've got 4 for my project here. And let's flip this. I'm just gonna run some Stampin' Seal right down the middle. And then I'll take one of these and I'm just going to take it and kind of center it here and press it down so it sticks right here. And then I can just wrap it around and it sticks. Whoops, and it sticks. I found that's the easiest way to wrap these. There are a lot of different ways you can do it. I think glue is not a good idea with the candy because if some glue kind of seeped out, you wouldn't want it to get on the chocolate. That would not be good. So earlier today, I was just sitting at my desk and I had already cut a whole bunch of designer series paper and I was just wrapping nuggets. Wrapping nuggets. It's a good thing to do when you're binging Netflix, maybe listening to a podcast. As once you start, you've got the paper cut. It doesn't take a whole lot of concentration to do these. There we go. This paper works great because several of the designs on the paper are small like this, which I think is nice for the nuggets because then you can see the whole design. Okay, we need to fold and burnish. And actually, I don't even need to burnish. I just folded it. I think that's good. So we're just going to go with that. I'm going to run this down the center of my cardstock so my little nuggets have something to grab onto. I'll hold them in place when I put this whole thing in the cellophane sleeve in just a minute. Because if they're not secured down, then they want to jump around. It's a little bit hard to get it into the sleeve. So I find this helps. Okay. We've got all of our nuggets in there. Now, here's my cellophane bag. And if you need cellophane bags, you look down below the video, there's a description down there. And I put a link for these bags that I used. If you need some, you can use that link to get yourself some. I've also got a link down there for Hershey Nuggets. So I think if you live near a grocery store, you can probably find some Hershey Nuggets there. But not everybody lives in town, right? Not everybody lives in town. It's not always easy. So, so there is an Amazon link down there if you need to get some sent to you. Okay, so let me tell you what we're going to do. This piece of designer series paper, remember, I mentioned that it is scored in the middle. And actually, you probably wouldn't even need to score it. You just want to fold it in half. And the designer series paper is pretty easy to fold. There we go. Just run across that with my bone folder. This is going to be my topper, and clearly this is too long. So let me grab my paper snips. I want the top of my bag to fit inside of here. So we need to take a little bit of this off. There we are. Now I'm going to grab that tape runner again. And I'm going to go all the way down this edge and all the way, oops, all the way down this edge. Now, I'm going to put this here. I want to center it. I also want to leave a little bit of space right here. I don't want to bring the paper all the way up to the edge of my nugget. I want to leave just a little bit of space. You'll see why in just a minute. Let's see if I can get this on reasonably straight. Well, that looks pretty good. And you see I did leave just a little bit of space there. Now, all we need to do is fold this down. And it will stick together really good because we put that tape runner all the way down the edges. So we've got that. And now I've got this little piece of ribbon, this little skinny ribbon. It is bubble bath, I think. Let's see. Yes, it is a bubble bath ribbon. And I'm just going to bring this around right there in that spot where I left some space. And I'm just going to tie a little bow here. It just gives a little more fun to our treat. So this is not really doing anything functional. So it's not holding anything together or anything like that. It's just a little decoration on there. Let me pull this down and make my loops a little smaller. There we go. And I'm going to trim the tails just a little bit. So this paper gives you lots of options for colors because it's got, oh my, it's got real red, it's got poppy parade, it's got flirty flamingo, bubble bath. I can't remember. It's got lots of pinks and reds in it. Lots of pinks and reds. So everything goes with it. Anything that's pink or red will work here. Now I want to put my little sentiment on, so I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop that up. You can see the side where I didn't do a great job of stamping, but nobody else will see that besides us. Okay. Now I'm just going to kind of put this at an angle here. And that is it. That's it. That's my treat. Easy peasy. Fun to make. Really fun to make. Okay. Let's put together one more. I've already wrapped my nuggets. We'll just set this one over here for now. And this time I am using, let's see, here's my cellophane bag. I'm using another piece of that designer series paper. So this is more of the flirty flamingo. And I cut a piece of flirty flamingo cardstock, and I've already scored that. I've got my heart already die cut. So let's go ahead and stamp first. I am coming back to the comments. Don't worry. I'm coming back over there. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this one done without smudging it. There we are. And I need that scrap paper again. And I need my pretty in pink ink. And grab this stamp. Stamping off again just to make things a little quieter. Not having hearts that are too loud. There we are. Okay. Now I'm going to pause for a minute and come over and see what you all are talking about. Judy is here from Virginia. Hi, Judy. And another Judy. Two Judys tonight. I know. January is gone. January is gone. And yet, January seemed so long. In some ways, it was like really short. In some ways, it seemed very, very long. But it's gone now. It's gone now. We are doing February now. Oh, thanks, Judy. Yep, they stay on that little tray. I don't know, it just adds a little something, a little more color to the presentation. All right, good. You guys are with me. Now, let's put this one together and see how we like the flirty flamingo. And then I have something a little different to show you when we're finished with this. So let's put them on here. And we'll start with that. And let's do this one next. And then this, I love this piece of designer series paper with these cute little flowers. That one's really cute. More hearts. Here we are. So links for the bags and the nuggets. And I also have a link in the description for a playlist. I have a playlist with treats. So if you want to see more treats, I linked the playlist in the description. Let's open that up. Get down there. There we go. Okay. That's better. Now we need to trim this bag again. Here we are. And I've got my piece of designer series paper. Go ahead and fold it so it will close nicely in a minute. There we are. Now, this is directional, okay? So I want to make sure that I put this on the front so the hearts will be right side up, because on the back, they're upside down. So that doesn't bother me because that's going to be on the back. But just keep that in mind. If you're using directional paper, you want to make sure that you're checking and putting the part that's the right side up on the front of your treat here. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. You guys get the benefit of all the things that I do wrong before I come on here and meet with you. Okay, we're going to put this on. We're going to leave a little gap between the top of our cardstock and our designer series paper. Okay, let's close this up. There we are. And I've got a different ribbon here. This is a very old ribbon. This is retired. I don't remember what it was called, but it is Flirty Flamingo. So I thought it went well with the project. It's Flirty Flamingo and it has some gold in it. So I don't know. It did come from Stampin' Up. So you might have some of this in your stash. And I'm just going to tie a knot with this one. And again, it's not holding anything together, anything. It's just decoration. And let's trim this down a little bit. There we go. And this side. And you could do all kinds of things here to decorate this. But if you had the kind of this basic setup, then you could do a heart, or you could cut something else out, or die cut something, or just put a sentiment on this. You could use some gems. You've got lots and lots and lots of options there. So let's grab dimensionals. put on the back. Did you guys notice that I went off schedule last week? I went off schedule. So I was on Monday. We had a live stream Monday, and you remember I did the slimline card for you, which you guys love that. So that makes me very happy. We did the slimline card on Monday, and then on Thursday I came back on and did a live where I made these little desk calendars. So some of you may have missed that because you weren't expecting me to show up on a Thursday. But these are super easy, very cute. They stand up, adorable. And I made 35 of these. Not on the video, not on the tutorial, but I did make 35 of them. So I'm giving these out left and right. They are so cute. So if you missed that one, go look back at Thursday and you'll see the tutorial for that. All right, so here's the two that I put together for you today. And I've got this other one here that I also wanted to show you because I put 6 nuggets in this one. I mean, there's no reason we can only have 4, right? We could have 6 nuggets. And actually, that bag is big enough that you could do as many as 8. You could do as many as 8 nuggets in that one. So this one, remember, this one is real red. This one was flirty flamingo. And this one, bubble bath. Nope, that's not bubble bath. That is pretty in pink. It's pretty in pink. That's what it is. So all fun, very fun. Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Judy. My pleasure to put that link out there for all the treats. Yeah, Carla. Everybody likes these. Everybody just likes them. Yeah, I was busy. I spent a whole day just putting calendars together. And now I can move on to something else, right? Okay, so that's what we've got today. I want to remind you, if you're watching this today, today is the last day of bonus days. So it's the last day that you can place an order and earn coupons. And then starting tomorrow, you can start redeeming your coupons. So if that was something you were intending to do, you just have a few hours left. So get that done. And then tomorrow you get to start redeeming them. Lots of things happening tomorrow. There is an amazing new join special. So if you are not already a demonstrator, or if you're not on my team and you have thought about maybe being a demonstrator, there's going to be a great special tomorrow. So you will you'll be wanting to know about that. I'll talk about it next week, but you can always find it on my website. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you made lots of Hershey Nugget treats, and I will see you again next Monday with another project. Bye-bye.